You're still watching TVC News at 1. Let's turn attention to business now. The UK government has set up the first British independent school in West Africa, Charterhouse School at Lekki, Lagos. The school will offer premium educational courses to international students. Market editor Ethan Ekom has more.
The UK Minister for Trade and Business, Right Honourable Kemi Bedno, is on a 3-day visit to Nigeria. While in Lagos, she went on a tour of the site of the Charterhouse School projects.
Education, obviously, is something which is more than business. It is about teaching children and ensuring that there is a legacy for the next generation. So this is a franchise of a British institute. Charterhouse School is very well known in the UK, and I think that one of the most interesting things is how we are able to create a school here, which means that people do not need to send their children to the UK. They can educate their children in Lagos while having the very best standards of British education.
The school occupies 70 hectares of land. It is to be completed in 3 phases. Work at its primary school enters advanced stage as the school takes off in September this year, while the secondary school arm comes up September 2025. On completion, the Charterhouse School will boast of facilities like sports gym, standard football field, athletic tracks, MBA standard basketball court, music, arts and dance hall, among others. The Charterhouse School in Lagos is patterned after the London Charterhouse, serving as a world-class learning center.
What we want to do also is spread some of the benefits. And so obviously there will be a lot of economic benefits around the local community with staff working here, but we're also investing hugely in staff training, particularly of our teachers, and what we expect over time is that we will have more and more Nigerian teachers coming through our school. We will also be reaching out to the local community.
This massive construction site will bring in Charterhouse Lagos, where both primary and secondary education will be offered to international students. Students are expected to imbibe the culture of excellence, respect, and well-being. Charterhouse Institution in London is over 400 years old. Efyong Ekop, TVC News, Lagos.
And our new data from the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission says the nation is inching closer to actualizing her oil production output target of 1.8 million barrels per day, with about 177,000 barrels per day increase in production recorded in January 2024. According to the Commission, Nigeria crude and condensate production for December 2023 and January 2024, which records production per stream, showed that the December 2023 and January 2024 production stood at 1.55 million barrels per day and 1.64 million barrels per day, respectively. The data also reviewed an overall increase of about 177,000 barrels per day between November 2023 and January 2024. The Commission said January 2024 production is the highest since January 2022, which it described as a good step towards meeting the 2024 budget target of 1.78 million barrels per day. The NUPRC, in line with its statutory mandate and effort to ensure transparency and accountability, has month released a 3-year regulatory action plan for Nigeria's upstream oil and gas sector, which aims to raise oil condensate output to 2.6 million by 2026, adding that the recent increase in oil production is a good indication and that the Commission has recommended or commenced the implementation of the RAP in earnest, and that the action is yielding results. And away from there, the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, says it is backing the action of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission against 11 electricity distribution companies. The NEC, as part of its sanction on the 11 discos, charged them about 10.5 billion naira, which the Commission says the actions were taken against the discos for arbitrary billing of unmetered customers and non-compliance with the capping of estimated bills. The acting executive chairman of FCCPC, Dr. Adamu Abdullahi, in a statement in Abuja, urged NEC to consider stronger measures to deter future violations. He said it is seized The decisive measure aligned with the mandate of the Commission. The acting executive vice chairman encouraged consumers who had been shortchanged by the estimated bills to lodge complaints with their respective discos and intensify such to NEC or the FCCPC were not satisfactorily resolved. Let's take a look at the global equities trading now. Japanese shares touched a 34-year peak today, while the dollar held steady, keeping the yen perilously close to 150 per dollar, ahead of a key U.S. inflation report that could help shape the Federal Reserve's rates outlook. Bitcoin remains strong after crossing $50,000 for the first time in over 2 years, thanks to inflows into exchange-traded funds backed by the digital asset. It was around last about $49,897. Japan's Nikkei to gain more than 13% so far this year after rising 28% in 2023. MSCI's Broadex Index of Asia Pacific shares outside Japan rose by 0.11%, and futures indicate around European bourses are due to open lower, with the Euro Stoxx 50 down by 0.36%, German DAX futures 0.26% lower, and FTSE futures up by 0.01%. The CPI rose by 2.9% on a year-on-year basis, down from 3.4% in the previous month, with annual core CPI inflation also expected to slow to around 3.7% in January from 3.9% month earlier. And now Canada's BlackBerry targeting an additional increase of 1,000 million $100 million US dollars in its annual profit as the cybersecurity firm slashes costs, including reducing its workforce. The company's new target is in addition to $50 billion US dollars annualized cost reduction plan announced and about 200 jobs cut prior to the quarter. The firm, which also makes about NKX, an Ivy platform used in automotive applications, in December scrapped its initial public offerings plans for its Internet of Things business, but still expect to split the IoT and cybersecurity business into fully standalone divisions. BlackBerry said leadership teams for both divisions have been established, adding that it is in talks with a leading external consulting firm with the unit separation in progress. Meanwhile, crude oil prices rose slightly earlier today on fears Middle East tensions could disrupt supply, but uncertainty about the pace of potential U.S. interest rate cuts and the ensuing impact on fuel demand capped gains. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude rose to sell at $77.14 per barrel, with an upward price margin of 0.29%. Brent crude futures also experienced an upsurge price reveal of 0.28%, selling at $82.23 per barrel. Bonneland recorded an upward price margin of 0.07%, selling at $83.50 per barrel. And for the OPEC basket, crude oil dealers are offering $81.45 per barrel with an upward price review of 1.62%.